Hello everybody, it's me Laura again, and today I'd like to warmly welcome you to a soft-spoken ramble and candle tapping assortment. In this video today, I will be taking you through some of my recent candle purchases, and I will be making some sounds with them, as well as rambling about some of my favourites out of the group of candles that I've purchased. So this video this evening was not planned, as a thunderstorm just happened to show up, thank you, during my previous video that I was recording, and it did not quite set the theme for the video that I was hoping for. So instead, I thought it would be nice to sit down and talk about my recent candle purchases instead, as I think thunderstorms and rambles pair very well together. So feel free to sit back and relax as I softly speak about each of the candles. So, I have a variety of candles that I will be making some sounds with, and I will be giving my honest opinion on. So I've wanted to make a video like this for a little while. And so, in a way, it's quite nice that the thunderstorm showed up. As typically, when I create my candle store roleplays, that I will definitely be making again with these new candles that I've gotten recently, I'm not able to normally give my honest opinion on the candles. I mostly enjoy them all, but for this particular video today, I will be going through the top, mid and base notes of the candles, but I will also be giving my opinion on them. So coincidentally, I just grabbed at random my current favourite. All of the candles I'm showing today are votives, by the way. These little candles. This one is called Sunkist Thistle, and it says here it is a perfect autumn centerpiece, a warm scent of sharp citrus, apple and fir needle. This has the top notes of grapefruit and orange, the mid notes of apple and fir needle, and base notes of sandalwood, amber and vetiver. I have never known what that is. But this is my personal favourite because of the way it combines all of those scents together. I typically like fairly masculine scents like sandalwood, but I also really love fruity scents like grapefruit and orange. And this combines those two, I guess, different types of scents together very well. And I think it's bound together very well by apple, which isn't necessarily a very sharp scent, as it is more of a neutral, refreshing scent, and I think that's what binds the scents of these together so well. So this is my absolute favourite. This is not a cliche autumn scent like apple and pumpkin and nutmeg, which I will always love, but this is one of those scents I think is a little bit more on the masculine side. Almost like a cologne. But it just has so many layers to it, and I love it for that very reason. It also has this really lovely brown and orange tone to it. There was recently a sale going on at Yankee Candle, and so it gave me the chance to try out a lot of different scents that I wouldn't normally. So I'm really happy that this one showed up in the sale, because this is now my new favourite. So when it comes to new scents, I will typically buy a small votive and I will melt it on a wax melter first, just to see if I really like the scent. I also really like using wax melts because they don't burn off the black flame and soot almost that candles do, and they really have a giant throw of the scent around the room. I don't think the scent is as long lasting, but I certainly like trying them to see if I would like to buy the jar candle versions in the future. And for this one, I would. So if you're one of those people that doesn't really like pumpkin and apple and nutmeg, I would highly suggest this one. This is the perfect autumn scent. This is cozy and sweet and refreshing. It's masculine, it's feminine, it's the perfect scent, and everyone should like this, and yeah, everyone should like this scent. Okay. Shall we move on to next? I have a list here. Let's move on to a fruity candle. Okay. So, the next candle that I have to show you is called Mango Peach Salsa. So, for those of you that watched my original candle store roleplay, I mentioned in that candle store roleplay, I believe, a scent called Waikiki Melon. And I don't know if I've ever discussed this, but Waikiki Melon was one of my all-time favourite candle scents. And it still is. However, they discontinued the scent quite a few years ago now, and I've been finding it difficult to find a replacement for that very tropical fruity scent. But this, I would say, is the closest to Waikiki melon that I have found so far. The reason I think I like this scent so much is because it smells very much of juicy fruits as opposed to a sharp citrus scent. So the description here is sweet and zesty, which is very accurate. Juicy mangoes and peaches, livened with citrus, ginger flowers, and pink pepper. So ignore the pink pepper because that doesn't really mean much in this, but it's just a very, as it says, sweet and zesty scent. And it's a very uplifting scent. It's just everything a fruit candle should be. So for this candle, the top notes are ripened mangoes, limes, nectarine, orange, and grapefruit. But I will say the mango scent really shines through in this candle. The mid notes are peach, ginger flowers, and pink pepper, and the base is clean musk. I think I get more of an impression from ginger, which is a very warm scent, as opposed to the pink pepper. So if I had to describe this candle, I would say it combines the scents of mango, peach, musk, ginger flowers with grapefruit the most out of all of those scents, which to me is just wonderful. So I'm really happy that I found a sort of replacement for Waikiki melon. So if you happen to really enjoy fruity scents like mangoes and peaches as opposed to citrus based scents, I would say this is the candle that I would suggest to you. Okay. So the next candle that I have to make some sounds with is juicy citrus and sea salt. So the description for this candle is orange and grapefruit, wonderfully cool and lush and edged with salt. The top notes of this are grapefruit, orange and lime. The mid notes are yuzu, and the base notes of this are vanilla and sea salt. So I've seen yuzu mentioned before in a couple of different Lush products. But for this particular candle, what I pick up the most from this is the sea salt with the grapefruit and the orange. And I really like this one because it's a very clean scent. It's a very refreshing one too. And I think that's just the main reason why I like this. It's very clear and precise with its description. It doesn't really have a lot going on. And I think for that reason, it may be more of a crowd pleaser than some of the other scents. Lots of candles tend to be very packed with different ingredients, which for the most part I tend to enjoy, but I think there are times where certain scents are just a little bit overwhelming. So having something that almost calms down the scent of the atmosphere, like this one, can be a little bit more beneficial. So I think this scent is really great when you just want to take a little bit of a break from really strong scents like the citrus ones and sandalwood and cedarwood scents. So I think this candle's really good for not going for a certain theme in your home or a certain room to represent the season, but I think this more is great to just calm down your sense of smell and not be overwhelmed by those really strong scents that you get in most candles. So I think if you want your home or a certain room to smell really good without being overwhelmed, I would suggest this one. And for that very reason, I would suggest that this works in just about every room in the home, I would say. Especially the bathroom, I think this is a very just clean, simple scent. Okay. So I'm going to move on now to the next candle. What do we have next? Let's go with this one. So the next candle that I have to show you is called Black Coconut. This isn't a new scent, but is definitely one of the more classic scents from Yankee Candle. And I think that the reason for that is just because it's such a crowd pleaser. So the description for this one is sunset in paradise, rich coconut, cedarwood and island blossoms promise an evening of luxurious tranquility. This has top notes of fruity pineapple and coconut, mid notes of coconut blossom, and a base of powdery notes, woody notes, and musk. Now, oddly, I don't really pick up on the scent of pineapple or coconut in this particular candle, but I feel that the main scent in this is more close to coconut blossom, powdery notes, and woody notes and musk. Pineapple and coconut typically, when paired together, smell a little bit more exotic than this, but this candle doesn't really give off that impression to me, at least. This candle to me is not fruity at all. This is a very warm scented candle, very similar in fact to the Sunkist Thistle. This is just a slightly more fruity and sweeter version to Black Coconut. So for that reason, I would say that this candle is even probably more masculine than Sunkist Thistle. But yeah, I don't get an impression of pineapple or coconut, at least in the generic sense of combining those two scents from this candle. The best way to describe this one is simply a warm, masculine, very musky scented candle, which again I happen to really enjoy. And I think again the reason for that is because scents like this tend to be not as overwhelming as more fruity based scents, in my opinion. Again, this smells very similar to a cologne. This to me is a no fuss sort of candle. It doesn't really have a lot going on with it, but everything that it does have going on is really nice, in the way that it's a light, musky scent. And again, it doesn't overwhelm your sense of smell, and I think that's more neutralized by the pineapple and the coconut as opposed to being overwhelmed by it, which is probably why it doesn't smell so strong on the end note, because a lot of more masculine scents can smell very strong from top to base note, but this one for me is just a wonderful balance of more neutral scents and musky scents. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple more. Let's see. Just going to pick one out at random. So the next candle that I have to show you is called Meadow Showers. So it's a little bit more of a springtime based scent. Daydreaming of a quiet escape, the naturally tranquil and airy scent of fresh raindrops on blades of green grass. The top notes of this one are green notes, ozone and zesty citrus. The mid notes are eucalyptus, hyacinth and ylang-ylang petals. And the base notes of this candle are cedarwood and violet leaf. And whilst I appreciate genuinely the description of this candle, I will summarize it for you by saying this is a plain bar of soap. That's it. This is just a plain bar of soap. That is the absolute best way to describe this candle. I will completely agree that this has a very natural and airy scent to it, particularly an airy scent. But it's a bar of soap. It's just a bar of plain soap, and there's nothing wrong in that. But it honestly would be just easier to describe it in that way. I think that this candle does a wonderful job in capturing the dewy atmosphere of a spring day, as it is a very, I guess, clean based scent. This is quite a strong smelling candle for how much of a clean scent it is, but I guess that might come from the eucalyptus and hyacinth in this candle, as eucalyptus is normally a very invigorating but also quite strong scent, so it may come from that. I am picking up on the zesty citrus in this candle as described, And I really like that because it helps to create a different tone to this candle as opposed to being just simply a more linen scented candle. I think that the citrus really helps to awaken this candle and give it a little bit more of a get up and go sort of feel. So I feel like this is at the very minimum a daytime based scent, but I don't think it would make much sense for the evening. As I described that this does in fact smell like a bar of soap, this also might be really nice in the bathroom. But for me, typically I burn candles in the evening. So for me this is really nice to be able to burn candles during the day. Instead, I would categorize this in the same pile as the Juicy Citrus and Sea Salt candle, as again it's not too overwhelming and it is pretty simple in its scent, but it does a very good job at being simple. Is this one of my personal favourites? Not really, but again it helps break up those really strong scents, but it is very helpful, as the Juicy Citrus and Sea Salt is also, to really break up those really strong and diverse scents that I tend to choose more often. Okay, so let's go for one more candle. So the last candle that I have to show you today, I thought would be quite fitting to include, and this is called A Calm and Quiet Place. So this scent happens to be a favourite of both mine and my husband's, and the description of this scent is a scented fragrance balanced with gentle jasmine, a whisper of patchouli, and warm amber musk. The top notes of this one are mandarin leaf, the mid notes are jasmine and cedarwood, and the base notes of this one are patchouli, sandalwood, and amber musk. From reading that description, do you think they have any idea what ASMR is? Because I've never seen anything described as a whisper of something before, or at least nothing that comes to mind. If they did, that's pretty interesting. If they didn't, it's just a nice description. But we really do love this particular scent because it combines so many lovely scents like cedarwood and sandalwood together. So I just want to quickly compare. So I think black coconut is just a little bit more, I guess, floral than this one. So this one is just mostly a musk-based scent in comparison to black coconut. So again, I think this is one of those really nice, simple scents, which I think is really good for when you're trying to calm down, because again, scents like different fruits and especially almost bakery-based scents like raspberries and trifle can be extremely overwhelming. So I will absolutely agree that this is a very calming and relaxed scent. So out of all of the candles that I've shown you today, I would say this candle represents each of its included scents in the most balanced way. Typically with the other candles there is a particular scent that tends to shine through. However, with this one I find that there is a wonderful combination of the majority of the scents in this one. And for that reason, I wouldn't call it a particularly overwhelming candle. It is a fairly masculine musk-based scent, but I would say that this is a general crowd pleaser for the way that it balances each of those scents. Would I describe this as a calm and quiet place because of its scent? I would. I would highly suggest this one again if you're just looking for a more simple scent to emit around your home. Due to the neutral balance of the scents in this candle, I would say this is excellent for daytime or the evening. But again, due to it being a more musk-based candle, it would probably be more commonly used in the evening. Also, with the scents of jasmine and patchouli, I think that this would be really nice in the bathroom, as a lot of bathing products also have jasmine and patchouli in them. So I think that this would pair really well. Or if you don't want the overwhelming scent of both of them, of the jasmine from bath products and the candle, this might be best. To create that atmosphere alone. I would recommend this candle to those who are searching for a more simple, neutral and well-balanced candle such as this. I think it suits its title wonderfully. It's not overwhelming, and I think that balances in both musk and that almost clean, neutral linen style of scent. So I would very much recommend this one. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Take care, everybody.